See, this is what I think all played out. Just hear me out. Hear me out. We know we have photos of this and that of somebody who is in a very high power position right now, somebody that's orange, that had gone over to another country that is currently invading another country, and they have a leader named Putin. All right, so, right, goes over there, 80s, 90s, right? I think at some point, because we have found that somebody who supposedly in 2019, that person was involved in multiple different government dealings, right? Massive amounts of money. Clearly was dealing in the intel. I think at some point, that person in the 80s or 90s went over there, might have got a sweet deal, needed some extra money, or wanted to do some investing, right? Got that money, this, that, so on and so forth. I think they realized that that person was not trustworthy. And I think at some point over the years, the one that found out about it, and him and his little girlfriend got involved and said, oh, you want to make sure that he doesn't roll on you, dude from the other country that's currently invading another country? I think what happened was they got that guy to fuck around with children. With children. And I think at some shady-ass night, they got together, that woman, that man, and the other man, and they headed on down to a horse stall. A horse stall. Probably hers, right? And I think when they met up down there, there was another man who probably spoke like, hello, I want to make sure that you understand that we have these photos of you now, in videos of you with these children. And if you try to turn on us, we will let all of those business dealings that you have done with a foreign country, our foreign country. I think all of those business dealings, the American people love to have that information. It would ruin you forever. And I think that guy was like, oh, I would never do any of that, blah, 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 blah. You can trust me. Oh, my God, I can't believe you were doing this to me. Jeff, you were doing this to me. And I think he realized he was completely screwed. And I think, just like in an old mobster movie, they wanted to make sure that those pictures and those videos, as disgusting as they were, they wanted to make sure that this man would always be on his knees and always realize that he had to do things. Do things like launder money. Which it appears with a certain email that was happening, right? We have a lot of businesses that went bankrupt. It doesn't matter if you're laundering money. Yeah, I watch Ozark. But I think they wanted to make sure that not only they had those pictures and videos, I think they were showing him who was boss. And the guy that spoke like this and said, now I want you to get on your knees and I want you to put it in your mouth. And he was probably, no, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. And he was like, no, you are going to do this. You are. And I think he did it. And they took a photo knowing that couldn't be discredited. That photo couldn't be discredited. And now he's an asset for their country. And I think he is an asset for another country that we keep pouring money into despite the fact that they are doing awful things. That's what I think. And I think the other guy that also had the nickname Bubba was also involved. And he should be taken care of. And I'm starting to think that everybody in the government at some point was corrupted. But I think that photo exists because of that scenario. This is all conjecture. I don't have any proof. But it sure seems like that would be a really good way to make sure that somebody didn't talk. And now that they've had months and months and months and months to make sure that things were redacted and they're going to open up investigations to make things that aren't coming out, he's just like, oh, is it all finally taken care of? Is it all finally my name, this, that, any of those things, all those people are protected? Made sure that's all redacted? And they're like, yep, you can finally turn because we know you're cornered. But don't worry, we at the DOJ and FBI and CIA have your back now because we don't want anybody to know. That's what I think.